Hey, Sagittarius, welcome to Behind the Black Veil, where we get a more intimate look at the mysteries of our lives. There is going to be a lot of noise, quite possibly because I'm sitting close to the, the window. That's what you call it. All right, and let the sounds come and let them go. We'll do our best. All right, fantastic. There are many layers of meaning. In my readings, I'm going to touch on a few. It may or may not resonate. Try to hear me and feel me for best results. Sometimes the roles can be reversed, and viewer discretion is advised. Fantastic. Okay, so this is your broken-hearted reading. I'm sorry if you're feeling broken-hearted. My goodness. Okay, fantastic. Listen, let's get to the bottom of this thing. All right, because that is what we do here behind the black veil. All right. Pow. Hang on, bear with me. All right. All righty then. Got to keep my notes close by. You know what I'm saying? All right. Did you enjoy the party? Was there a party? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Because I was in here jamming. I heard you was going to a party. Okay. For those of you who that resonates with, get off on your floor. On one of these floors, there's a party. All right. What was your part in the problem? First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the part, excuse me, that's the part that we can control, right? What was your part in the problem? The part that you played in the problem was this. You didn't want to play a part. You didn't want to empower yourself on the level that you needed to. You didn't want to, sometimes the roles can be reversed. You didn't want to do what the elder male does. So I guess we're talking to a male or a masculine. You didn't want to see or deal with God. You didn't want to see who you were dealing with, quite possibly. Get off on your floor. You did not want to empower yourself in this situation. Or forgive. Or be forgiven. Something along those lines. Okay? The motherless children. There they are. Oh, that's from the party? Is that from the party? Okay. And we're done. And we're done. All right. What was the part they played in the problem? The part they played was this. The part they played was that they followed their goal. They were well seasoned. And they followed God's calling. And I guess that was away from you. And that's the part they played. They went away from you. They knew too much. I'm not sure how that works. They knew too much about life. Like they knew pain doesn't last forever, that sort of thing. They went after their goals, their long-term goals. I'm not sure how that's bad, but we did ask how did they play a part? So, okay, so that's the part that they played. They followed their divine calling. Or they didn't follow their divine calling. I think they followed their divine calling, it looks like here. All right? Because they knew that pain doesn't last forever. You see what I'm saying? So I'm getting this sensation. And then the other person, whoever's on the other side, didn't want to empower themselves and become and behave like a mature individual. And that energy is masculine. But I'm kind of getting masculine energy on both sides. So whatever, get off on your floor. All right, fantastic. So, but whatever it is, somebody didn't want to be mature and somebody was mature. And that's how they contributed. They were mature. They, left the situation to pursue their goals. And they did what God told them to do. They was kicking rocks, though. It was kicking rocks, but they knew that would come to an end. So they just went on ahead and followed God and pursued their goals. That's how they contributed to the problem. Okay, I don't really see that as bad, but perhaps that hurt someone's feelings, the other person on the other side. And I guess the person who left to pursue their goals was hurt by the fact that the first person didn't empower themselves, didn't want to see God, didn't want to see them, maybe. Right? Because we're dealing with illumination here in the sun card. Right? So maybe they just didn't want to see anything, right? On that side. So, what can you do to fix the problem? This is what you can do. Oh, okay. Face the devil. Toxins, attachments, addictions, obsessions. Face it, okay? And heal it. Face it and heal it. Walk through the fire. That's what it says here. All right? Fantastic. What can they do? Not that we can control what they do, okay? But if it becomes relevant, what can they do to fix the problem? Do the divine work. See past the illusion. And take it very seriously. Take this very seriously. That's interesting. I'm getting some sort of weird duality thing here again. The energy is doing that. Like it's actually doing this. Like what do you call that thing? Like the infinity symbol. That's what I'm saying. The energy is doing that in your reading. Okay? For whatever that's worth. All right? Fantastic. So, what are the outside influences in this matter? The outside influences that contributed to the heartbreak are these. Look at this. Pregnant woman, perhaps. Pregnancy, a change that took place that changed the whole world between you. Okay, someone perhaps had a lot of work to do because of this. Someone got pregnant, perhaps, or there was some change that required this person to have a lot of labor. Oh, I like that. Okay, so the pregnant woman in labor. Okay, how about that, right? Maybe she went into labor, right? Or there was a lot of work to do because of this change or because of this pregnant woman. Okay, and someone also wanted, I get the sensation that they thought that this was the easier way to go. Okay? They thought that this was the simpler way, especially if this is a pregnant woman. Like, oh, well, she's pregnant. It must be meant to be. Okay, don't you love that? Ladies, don't you love that when men have this magical thinking. Okay, no offense to the good men doing the good work out there. All right, just stand by. We're going to talk about your counterparts. Okay, your peers. When they have this magical thinking, really, that was the bad Sagittarius. Anyhow, they have this magical thinking where they want life to kind of fall into their lap. You know this type, right? They want life to kind of fall into their lap, and if it falls into their lap, it was meant to be. You know what I mean? It's like, no, dude, okay? You're just phoning it in, and you're just doing no work to manifest your own destiny. That's all. You're just lazy, okay? That's it. It's not meant to be. You're lazy. That's it, okay? So, sorry, I'm just saying, ranting, okay? But this person clearly thought that this outside influence gave them the impression that this would be the easier, simpler way to address their life, to work for me or work this way or put in this work, for this baby, for this change, for this new world. And this is the easier way than to address this heartbreak right here that we're addressing. Okay? It was a delusion. Magic mirror. It was a delusion. Okay? It was a deception. It was a deception. And that was the influence. And they put a lot of work into this other alternative world that they invested themselves into because they thought that that was going to be the easier way. Easier than what, you say? I'm glad you asked. Easier than facing this devil. Right. Easier than starting a new beginning with you. Okay? Because starting a new beginning with you requires what? Walking through the fire, putting in the work. What work? The inner work. That's what work. Okay? Yeah. They thought the other thing was going to be easier. Sorry, I'm getting a message. Okay. Yeah. So, there you go. Fantastic. Okay, great. So, can it be saved? Can it be saved? The ancestors say this. Okay. All right. Well, the ancestors are saying that you need to look at it from a broader point of view. Okay? It can be saved if we're going there, it can be saved if someone starts behaving like an adult. I'm going to guess the person here who is not empowering themselves and not showing up as the wise elder male or masculine. If they do that work, if they become an adult, act like an adult, be able to draw the line, be able to let go and learn how to let go, but also know when to stop, know when to say when. Right, old school? Okay. Also, if they properly give an offering, okay, if this person is the cause of the pain, if they properly give an offering, because I'm going to guess the cause of the pain is the person who wouldn't empower themselves. Right? Because the other person who went towards their goals and followed what the creator said, you know what I mean? Like, that's not any kind of act against anyone, kind of thing. So the person who didn't want to rise to the occasion, that's the person who would have to give the offering and become this dependable person, become an adult. And then that is how you get the, favorable outcome, be able to function as an adult, ongoing, sustainably. You know what I'm saying? So this is about sustainability. Also, be able to provide the other half, of the relationship to where you can achieve the 10 of cups, to where there can be the ultimate favorable outcome. You know what I mean? They have to rise to the occasion. So yes, technically it can be saved, but that's what it will require. It will require that inner work to be done. Is it worth saving? Is it worth saving, ancestors? Say this. Well, here's the deal. It's worth saving if the anger can be dealt with, okay? Particularly the anger that the feminine is feeling or was feeling in the situation. It can be dealt with if, it's worth saving if you can not bring war into the situation. Okay? If we can be disarmed, then it's worth saving. If the emperor figure in the scenario can meet his obligations, it's worth saving. Okay? And the obligations are emotional obligations. There's other obligations, but since this is a relationship we're discussing, it's primarily based on the connectivity in the relationship, which is the emotional connection, the psychic connection, the soul connection. So if the obligations can be met to that soul connection, to that psychological connection, to that emotional connection, because if the feminine has any anger, that has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed without anyone getting defensive. If she is also heartbroken in this situation, then she has every right to be angry. And so the person who didn't rise to the occasion, the masculine who didn't rise to the occasion, would have to be willing to deal with that, willing to be accountable to that, okay? And if he can meet his obligations on that level, to deal with her emotionally, you know what I mean? To not take it personally on one level, but at the same time, owning it. Like, I caused this response, so I'm going to deal with the response until it's resolved. That's meeting your obligations. You see what I'm saying? So it's a if kind of situation, okay? If the masculine can rise to the occasion within himself, step one, and if he can meet his obligations to what's required, step two, then it can be fixed. You see what I'm saying? Especially with these outside influences and his interest in doing it the easy way, thinking that not dealing with the situation with you, like there's no easy way. The easy way is straight up. That's the easy way. Okay? Not this avoidance way, where he ended up putting in more work. He ended up thinking he was going to get an easy ride, and it was a deception. And now there's a whole nother world to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Or that he went through or experienced, or that you both experienced, whatever. All right, listen. I hope that message helped you. I really do. All right. If you need a personal, come on by. Look down in the description. Get all the details. Find out exactly what you want, how much it costs, and keep track of that PayPal link. Okay, so that work is done. Then when you go over to the email, let me know what we're looking into. Let me know your time zone. All right, so then we can get right into scheduling. All right, fantastic. Listen, for more deep ass readings where we see how we affected the situation and then what happened, and can it be fixed, and is it even worth it? Like these. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell on your way out, and don't forget to pick up a copy of Discriminating Wisdom and continue to discriminate wisely. And I'll see you again here soon, Sagittarius, behind the black veil.